Quarantineis, what you gonna do when you're self-isolation? It's Quarantineis, you're gonna drink red wine because your brain's insane. It's Quarantineis, what you gonna do in 7 days of isolation? It's Quarantineis, your 3 or 4 times of daily updates. It's Quarantineis, there's Corona COVID-19. It's Quarantineis, you gotta think, because if you don't dream, you're gonna die in a pit of desperation. It's Quarantineis. And welcome to your daily update of Quarantineis. This is a show which documents the life of one man's 7-day self-isolation. It's a story that may engage you, it may perplex you, but it's a story that is universal across the world right now. Hey everyone, so I've realised one shit thing about coming from the east to the west. Okay, there's multiple shit things about coming from the east to the west, but I forgot about one of them, which is going to make self-isolation really long and potentially really boring. India's 5.5 hours in front of England, so I've now woken up at about 6:30 in the morning, feeling as though it's about 12 midday, because that was the time I was waking up in India and Pushkar over the last couple of days. It's a bit fucked. It means that my second day of self-isolation, which is kind of my first whole day, because yesterday part of my self-isolation was actually just walking back home. It just means that today is going to be really, really long unless I go to bed at like 7 o'clock in the evening, and I really don't know if I'm going to do that. I mean, I do have Valium that I could take to try to knock myself out for a little bit longer. But you know, when you're awake, you're awake. Well, what am I going to do all day? Oh yeah, tidy my shit state of a van, I suppose. Yeah, I cannot be bothered to do that right now. Joint and pizza! Happy 6:30 in the morning, everyone! Happy self-isolations, everyone! Happy self-realizations that you're back in the fucking West and it's really wet and cold. Culture shocks. Alright guys, this is the first one for Quarantini Day 2. If you hate me as much as I hate myself for doing this, then that's fine, honestly. Hang on a minute. When I said hate myself, that's not what I meant. But I think what I have discovered here is reverse jet lag. It's basically forced productivity, forced general awakening, and it was quite a shock to the system. But as my day continues, my day really picks up. So, another random video. It's before 9 o'clock in the morning, but prospectively for me, it's maybe like nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I'm still in India time, you know. So, cheers. This is basically how I'm starting my day within self-quarantine. It's not really starting my day. I started my day maybe 3 hours ago, so if I was to have actually gotten up at a decent time, say 9 AM, like around now, then it would be around midday. And I've always said, as long as it's past midday, then it's justifiable. So Quarantineis, everyone. basically so far I've motivated myself to do none of the things that I thought that I would have done by now, which is to tidy this. How am I supposed to wash my things? Another one of the new self-isolation qualms or confusions. How far does self-isolation go? Because, like, can I drive to a laundrette and use that laundrette to clean all of the damp bed? Well, it's not damp bedding, but this bedding, like, I've tried to put the driest things, the stuff that was, like, the least kind of smelling like it's been left in a van for 2.5 months over winter stuff on the top, and the stuff that is the worst kind of on the bottom. But ultimately, if I'm going to be self-quarantining in a van for 7 days, then really I should be quarantining myself in a clean van, because mold spores is a thing, and mold spores do cause respiratory issues, which is a symptom of corona. So I don't want to end up having the same symptoms as corona, possibly misleading people that I do actually have it, because that would be really bad. I don't want to self-quarantine for another 14 days after this. So, can I use a laundrette? How far does this self-isolation thing go? If you can offer any advice onto that question, then that would be great, because I think that's my first step. I think I've got to clean all of my bedding, so then the bedding's out of the van, and then I can clean the van. So yeah, advice. Also, tell me your weird and random problems of your self-isolation times. It's just stuff like this that we haven't had to think about. And now that we have to think about it, there's actually a lot of strange things that we can't do from having social distancing put in place and self-isolation put in place. Interesting times. Let me know your story. Guys, it's finally starting to happen. I'm finally getting my life together in my quarantineis zones. I have finished in the beginning of yesterday and today's quarantine the bottle of red wine. To be fair, I'm pretty sure it's only 2 glasses today, and 2 glasses by 10:30 is not so bad. In the morning, not the night. But cleaning is happening, so we've come up with a solution to work around needing a laundrette. So my dad has delivered through my window, this window here, I can open it a little bit. He has delivered me 4 black sacks, in which I'm now going to put this mouldy, well, it's not so mouldy, it's just a bit, it's not healthy to live in for a long time, basically, but I'm making piles. So then, he is going to take those black sacks, use his washing machine, and use gloves to wash each thing, and then dry it for me, and then I suppose we'll work out some way that he can give it back to me without us interacting. So that's step 1. So, laundrette problem worked out. That's my crazy solution. Again, if you found yourself in the same situation with needing to wash your stuff, and you're in a van, what's your solution? My mate Max told me to put newspaper in my bedding to absorb the moisture. It's a good idea for moisture. I don't think that eradicates the issue of the mold and spores, really. Another person, Bryony, she told me to open bags of salt in the van, as that can attract the moisture back in. Also, very good idea, but I have got one step better than that, and I've turned on a dehumidifier, which is currently absorbing all of the water in the van. Yeah, I've got a radiator on. I'm going to need to get another one, because there's still moisture condensing on the glass panes, which is not that much of a pain. Hey, see what I done there? See what I done there? I could be a comical genius, but I'm not. But basically, Quarantineis is becoming a little bit more productive, and I think red wine has honestly started to help that. That and pizza. That and the motivation to not cause myself to mimic the symptoms of COVID-19 by having respiratory problems from mold. It's a good motivation to have. That and other people have been watching this and telling me how they don't know how they can live in such a state. One person has told me that they would like to come from India to come and clean my life for me, and I told them good luck. The door's basically just closed behind me. Who knows? But it's gonna happen. I do live in a bit of a fucking pigsty at the moment, but it's getting there. It's getting there. So I'd imagine another update will be on the end result of this productivity. Alright, I'm also going to edit all of these together and create a YouTube thing. I'm just going to continue doing this. It's quite fun. I think I found my calling within this pandemic, which is to take the fucking piss and notify everybody how it's actually going in some sort of delightful, entertaining way. It's really fun. So first of all, I'm going to edit together all of the videos that I've done for my journey from India to reaching my self-isolation, and then I'm going to do daily quarantine episodes. Yeah, Quarantineis. I really like that. It's going to involve a lot of red wine, and it's going to involve me getting through a good amount of things. Hopefully productivity will happen within it, maybe some silversmithing. You might even get a musical concert with my pan. Who even knows? The world's going crazy. Let's go crazy too. Okay, bye now. The idea was born. The first Quarantineis in the making. The beginning of many and new and bold stories from afar. You know what you've let yourselves in for now. Quarantine episode, whatever the fucking hell it is. I know it's day 2. Yeah, it's day 2, that's for sure. So, some advice that I've been given to make Quarantineis a little bit naughtier and a little bit yummier is a thing called Cheeky Vimto. My friend Emma, who's still actually in Rishikesh in India, she's gonna spend the next little bit there apparently. Good luck, mate. Good luck. But she's taught me Cheeky Vimto. So what you do to make Cheeky Vimto is you get some red wine, just like that, and then you get the secret ingredient, the pièce de résistance, blue WKD. It's really bizarre that I've actually got the 2 ingredients that she told me I need to make a Cheeky Vimto. It's as though the stars had aligned for this moment. So now, I've never done this before, but let's try. Now, we add blue WKD. So, parts-wise, I think I've done, I'd say, 1.5 parts red wine to 2 parts WKD. I'm going to say something like that. Hey Bubba, I'm just teaching the world how to drink properly whilst you're in Quarantineis, everyone. So what I've done here is made a Cheeky Vimto for Quarantineis time. Mate, you know what? That's really fucking good. It does taste like Vimto. What the fuck? Emma, that's great! Well, that's gonna space out this bottle of wine, so that'll definitely last the rest of the night. Great. So guys, bring me your favourite Quarantineis drink. I want truly inventive ones that I can try out and record again the process of mixing these drinks and tasting it. More things like Cheeky Vimto, please. I know Buckfast and Prosecco. We can get that one on the go. That'll be good. Somebody have to deliver me these items, though, because I'm in self-quarantine. If you can post me to RG7 6QH 5 Broad Lane a bottle of Buckfast and a bottle of Prosecco, I'll make fancy fucking Bucky... What was it called? I can't remember the name for it. Someone will be able to comment on this and tell me what Buckfast and Prosecco is called. But for now, Cheeky Vimtos. Another thing that I've recently come to notice about being in self-quarantine and having a mum who is at the end of her terminal journey with cancer is because of the coronavirus, even after my 7 days of self-quarantine, I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to hang out with anyone physically until my mum is dead. So it's a really interesting concept because in a time like this is probably when I'd most need my friends around or most need physical relating with people. So I think the compromise there, the middle ground there, is I can now probably only physically hang out with people who are taking self-isolation and social distancing seriously. So any of my close friends out there, I've spoken to Pat today, who is also taking the self-isolation and social distancing thing quite seriously. If you want to see me within the next few weeks, which would be really, really good for me, yeah, please take it seriously, because I can only hang out with you if you have done, and I can be certain, and you can be certain that you're not a carrier of COVID-19, because you don't even have to be showing symptoms sometimes. Like, there's, I think, a 50% of our generation can be carriers without showing symptoms because, I don't know, our immunity, our immune systems, our generation, I'm not sure. So, yeah, please, someone out there, go into self-isolation now. And if you're in a van, for example, that would be the perfect one, because then they're like 2 isolation pods. I could drive my van to your van, and then we can like be sure of not spreading anything in our physical relating and hanging out, and then I can come back to my family and see my mum either at home if she's back by then, or in the hospice for end of life, and know that I'm not going to kill her before her last few days by giving her COVID-19. Yeah, interesting one. So let me know, the people out there who are taking the self-quarantining thing seriously, so then I can hang out with you when my self-quarantining is done. But up until that, guys, I'm not going to be able to physically see you up until after my mum's died, because I've got to take this shit seriously. Also, on another note, my productivity within my Quarantineis on day 2, let's flip the camera, it deserves a flip the camera job. So, there is fresh new bedding there now, fold up. I recreated the bedding that goes out onto my bed. As you can see, the bed is folded away. The oven is so clean and demolded, it's fantastic. Shredder's virtual OCD is going to be so calm now. Fridge is on with stuff inside and cleaned. Great. I've got a pile of washing up that's going to be washed now. I cleaned the hob. Oh mate, look how shiny that is. The kettle's on. I'm just putting some more hot water in the sink. I got some candles going, got the cheeky Vimto. So yeah, next job is just wash up all of that stuff. Oh mate, because look at this. This is exhibit A of what I'm like before I go travelling in the state I leave my van in. Oh mate. Oh no, look at that. Look at that science experiment. That is just one of many things. Let's flip that back around. Yeah, one of many things that were mouldy as fuck in this van. Yeah, I think I showed my outdoor area. Let's show it again. So I've put some cardboard down on the floor because it's always wet as fuck in England, so now I can stand out here without getting my feet wet. There's my toilet. I put up some self-privacy blockades because the fence is fucking gappy. I've got table and chair there now. 2 loads of washing my dad has done for me. I've had to like pass the washing over to him. With both of us wearing disposable gloves in order to exchange the items, because if I give it to him, he's going to give it to my mum. That's fucking awful. But look at this little roof. Yeah. So I've got a little outdoor bit, which is nice. And I can drive my van in and out of said outdoor bit. So, well, I can't, because there's loads of cars in the way, but at some point I will be able to. So yeah, I think that's my update for now. I'm getting quite productive, taking shit seriously to be able to see my mum before she dies, and trying to keep positive, I suppose. As if I'm still doing these videos, it's crazy. But yep, Quarantineis day 2. I'll do at least one more update for the end of the day, and then there is only tomorrow. Love you guys, take care, and take fucking self-isolation and social distancing seriously. If not for the sake of you and your family, then for the sake of the other people that you know, and the people that potentially you could be putting at risk. Because this shit ripples way far outside of our immediate society and our immediate families. It's crazy. Alright, look after yourselves. Thanks. Wise there. This is a problem with society, and we have each a powerful part to play. Never have I seen so much power to the people in such a direct action as the pandemic that is today. End of Quarantineis day 2. Well, kind of end of day 2. Like, it is 9 o'clock. Me still being kind of on India time. It's like 2:30 in the morning, which is about my usual bedtime. That's why I'm tired. But continuing Quarantineis, you know what this means. It's getting the pour in the shop, which is the golden moment. The candlelight as well. Basically, I washed everything. Everything in the back of the van is mold free. It's really, really nice now. Let me just give that a flips around. It is dark, it is night time, so you can't really fucking see jack, but look how shiny all of the cutlery is. I gave all the bottles a wipe down. Everybody who was concerned about my health earlier no longer needs to be. Look, there's even clean shit up there. There's a bit more stuff to do tomorrow, but, you know, Quarantineis, it takes time. Fortunately, time is something that we've all got fucking a lot of right now. Oh, that is really not mixed with WKD. That's really nice, actually. Just straight red wine. No cheeky Vimtos right now. So, I've kind of noticed a small explosion of these kind of experimental personal videos that everybody seems to, not everybody, but some people have started to be doing. And it's really nice to see. I think there are certain people that I've watched who you can definitely see have an enjoyment for facilitating this space for themselves and others. Because not only is it an outlet for the person facilitating the space, but it somehow ends up being this indirect outlet for the other people witnessing or enjoying or participating in the facilitation of that space. It's nice. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. Do I have any updates? In further news, Corona updates. Jack shit, really. I might go and see if I can get tested in a couple of days, because allegedly they're bringing 25,000 more screening kits in per day. I don't really believe a word that Boris Johnson is saying. Have I ever? I don't think I have. But also, yeah, my mum's very confused right now, which is a bit of a progression over the course of the day. So more updates later or tomorrow on that, I suppose. Really hope that I get out of quarantine before things go too downhill with that, to be honest. There's little anxiety of mine. But also, I've been told that I should play some more music for people. So I'm gonna get... I really didn't prepare for this, but I'm gonna go get my drum from the wet outdoor, but it's not so wet because I've got my canopy thing. I've not even unpacked my pan yet from the front of the van. Let's grab it. It's still literally packed from travel mode. It's like still attached to everything. But here is a nice from the outside view of my nice clean van. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. See, the bed comes out and it also turns into a sofa. It's like a little fireplace having that there, to be honest. Alright, back in we go. Also, this is all the stand-up room that I have had for the past 3.5 fucking years. People ask me why I want to sell my van. They think that I've got a problem with it, or the van's got a problem. This right here is the problem. I've got this. This is my movement space for the next 7 days. No, it's not 7 days. It's only 5 more days after today. Oh, I'm not going crazy at all. Right, let me put this here. There we go. Actually, this is a contraption. I created a system in order to attach 2 bags together, so then I could sneakily take 2 bags on a check-in instead of just the 1 bag, and it worked everywhere. Really good. If you ever want to try and take 2 bags in together as as carry-on, just strap them together. Look, 2 bags, 1 bag. 2 bags, 1 bag. It's good. It's good. It's been a long day of cleaning. Give me a moment. I'm a jewellery person now. I made jewellery in Pushkar. Hey, I've got to take it off though. That one. Magic Mike inspired me for that one. It's just lots of random bits of silver melted together into a ring. Lovely. Also, if you want to do orders, I could make you some jewellery. I am in quarantine. Send us your designs. I bought some silver back from India. I've got some stones. I can make you stuff. It'll be lovely. I'll give you reduced discount of Quarantine Crisis and call it the Corona Black Friday sales. It'd be great. Be great. Send me your things that you'd like. But for now, I'll give you, I suppose, this song that I made on this. yeah, there's your one for today. It's shit like that that makes you take stock, isn't it? Giving hard-blown news and then playing music. It's funny the things that we do to try and cope with things that confront us in life. And for me, apparently, doing these videos seems to be a very weird and crazy way for me to dress up and act through a crazy time in my life. That right there is probably one of the most real moments that I've given on one of these videos. That's quite weird, considering that lots of people do watch this. Interesting. Anywho, end of Quarantineis Day 2. That's going to be my last thing for today, because I'm going to enjoy a fucking glass of red wine. Not that I haven't been not enjoying a glass of red wine since when 9 o'clock this. Fuck! I've been doing 12 hours of red wine drinking and somehow only managed to get through like a bottle and a quarter. And a bit of WKD. I'm good at pacing myself through tasty alcohol, basically. Anyway, yeah. If you're in the shit corona crap that a lot of people are, send me, again, your viewpoints and your fucking whatever have yous and your whatnots and your favourite poison and crutch for these times. I'll speak to you tomorrow, guys. I am going to edit all of these videos together and then put them into a YouTube channel and we'll post it on Facebook. So then you can have like Quarantineis Day 1 or Day 2 in the Quarantineis Red Bus. That kind of crap. I'm going to make it. Tomorrow's missions. I'm going to do the Quarantine Travels. What was my name for that? I thought of some really good name for it. Quarantine Travels. Corona Travel Blog. No. The Corona Travel Diary. Corona Travels. Something like this. So that's going to be edited together tomorrow. And then I suppose I'll get on the quarantine days. But, you know, I can do updates tomorrow about all of that stuff. So, enjoy, guys. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy your self-isolations. And remember, don't worry, da-na-na-na-na, better thing. 'Cause every little thing is basically fucked up. Something like that. Bye, guys. Here's what you're gonna do when you're self-isolation. It's Quarantineis. You're gonna drink red wine because your brain's insane. It's Quarantineis. What you gonna do in 7 days of isolation? It's Quarantineis. Your 3 or 4 times of daily updates. It's Quarantineis. There's Corona COVID-19. It's Quarantineis, you gotta think, because if you don't dream, you're gonna die in a pit of desperation. It's Quarantineis.